Well, do you do you allow it?
I didn't know there was going to be a pop-up involved that I had to like accept it. Like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now you know what I was dealing with. So the other every time I would get so frustrated because like, oh, okay.
Why is there a pop-up on my screen? Thanks, Dave.
All right. Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud.
And famous Dave.
And this is the challenge, Ride or Dies, episode 4 recap. The Living on the Edge, I believe it was called. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? We haven't talked about views in a while because you're always just like, who fucking cares? But these are like historically low views this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's fucking watching.
Yeah, but the thing is it's still the highest rated show on MTV.
Okay, okay,
But that's
but
probably because they only have MTV Cribs and Ridiculousness. And it's like the third show.
all right. So we're not gonna say like perhaps because the show isn't that great. To me, it's really
Well, yeah, that
I,
goes without saying, I feel like. Because I feel like the All-Star seasons were a little bit better, which is weird because a lot of the competitors were like older and past their prime, but it was still like better television, I felt like, because I felt like the episodes were more held together and they weren't driven by like relationships and like hookups and shit like that. It was more driven by politics and voting. But this season, like as you know, my biggest gripe, well, you don't know what my biggest gripe is. My biggest gripe is the fact that there's no real voting. It's just the winner nominates four teams and then it goes into a draw. So with no taking the voting element, you always want it to go to like the House vote, and then there's one or two swing votes, and then how, what way is it going to go? But that kind of element is kind of gone. You're just trying to pick four teams and not trying to, ruffle any feathers.
all right, yeah. Jeez, I haven't thought about it that way, but it's totally true. Yeah, you want the grope. You want the group to be groped, and and while that's happening, they're like, you know what? I would really like, besides you stop groping me, is if CT went in right now and shit like that. Yeah, so yeah, I get that. Yeah, uh, the winner. We mentioned how it's like very double edged knife. You know, like yeah, you win safety, but you got to make four enemies. It's not like you're just like, oh, we're just bringing you in so we can just talk strategy. No, you still have a very good chance of going in, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's very different that way as well. I was just thinking in terms of camera time for people. um Amber B, where are you? Casey, where are
Yeah.
you? You
Yeah.
know.
I didn't see Amber B until this fourth episode.
Yeah.
Fourth freaking episode. Now I'm like, oh yeah, there she is. I'm like, I wasn't sure if she was gonna, if they were phasing her out and gonna edit her out of the whole season or what.
Yeah, because like there's only certain teams that get the camera. Like you
Yeah.
have to be part of, you have to either win or you have to be those four, basically. Yeah.
Hmm.
Or Fessel. And you're just like, I'm getting it in everywhere, brother.
Is it weird that I like Fessel this year?
uh according to my memory, you've never liked or hated Fessel anytime.
Well, that's because I never knew him until this season. I always hated Fessy, but like this is like his alter ego, Fessel, and he's actually likable this year. But that being said, he has never been in a position of power where he can fuck over his friends. So once Fessel, if he gets a win and he has the opportunity to fuck someone over, he will definitely take that opportunity, and then I'll be reminded why I hate him. But I do feel like Fessel is more likable this year, and I think because he was really cocky in his first couple seasons, But I think losing in the finals a couple years, like a couple years in a row, it really humbled him. And now he's just like, yeah, I'm pretty good, but this game will kick your ass. Like he knows that it's not just I can come in and push my weight around. Like he knows that it's bigger than that.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
kind
I
of
feel
like
like he's
that.
been humbled.
I like that angle. Yeah. He's like, I don't know, Darren Till. Remember Darren Till was like super cocky and shit, and then as soon as
Oh
he
yeah.
lost, it's like, okay, maybe I was scared.
Yeah.
Well,
When once the Masvidal thing happened, I was like, oh, now I kind of like your personality.
yeah, you're not so much winning, but you're letting us in. You're like, you're like, oh, I was trying to think of ways not to fight. I don't know. We're getting way off track,
Hmm.
Dave. Let's start. Let's go chronologically, though, shall we? There's
Okay.
not a lot of stuff written down on here. I feel like this episode, for the most part, was kind of barren to me for a couple of reasons that we'll get into. But first of all, though, Darrell and Veronica show up. Holy shit, Dave, are you excited?
I don't. Why didn't they just have them all there since the beginning? Like I understand with like the Casey and Kenny thing, like they had like a COVID quarantine, and then they show up, an episode later. So that makes sense. But like they have Banana show up one episode, and then Jordan and Anissa the next, and then you know who is it? Darrell and Veronica. It's like they should have all just been there from the get-go because this season it feels like Invasion of the Champions.
Oh shit, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because remember how like the Invasion of the Champions, they really stretched. That was like 6 episodes of it. It seemed like where it was all focused around the new people and the rookies. But like people who had been there like 2 or 3 years, and then rookies. It was all about that, and that's what this season kind of seems like. It's all about rookies the whole time. But the second that like a vet team goes home or anybody goes home, they just keep replacing it with more vets. So like the rookies are just completely defeated, and it's just like, yeah, let's name the episode after Olivia and Horatio, and it's like they have zero fucking chance. I mean, if they do end up winning this season, it will easily be the greatest challenge victory season of all time because I know that they're going to be voted in every single episode. There's no other alternative with this setup. Olivia and Horatio are just getting sent in every time because they're rookies. Like unless they win, they're getting sent in.
Yeah, yeah. But we've seen plenty of people go through so many eliminations and then wind up at the end, getting some money, getting some cash.
Yeah. I, the
But
the
yeah,
only thing they have working for them is the fact that Johnny Bananas is partnered with Nani, Jordan is partnered with Anissa, and Darrell is partnered with Veronica. It's the three strongest guys all have female partners that are not the best. Because if you look at like the good female competitors are like Laurel and Casey and Tori, they don't have the strongest men partners. So that's the only equalizing factor, I think.
well, I mean, yeah. Moving on though, Darrell and Veronica, they showed up. Whatever. Next, Olivia and Horatio are talking to Tommy and Annalise. Remember, they were like, "I know that we did you wrong. We made a deal with both you guys, Kim and Colleen, and you guys, something like that, right?" Um, and yeah, what's her name? Olivia is like, you guys exposed yourselves to everyone. Like, no one can trust you. So you're gonna keep on going in, like, whatever, bye.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's just kind of an excuse. Like they were going to go in anyways. It's just now they have an excuse to throw them in.
a good reason to throw them in.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just rookie mistakes. Like they wanted to try and save themselves, so they were cutting a couple deals, but They didn't realize the repercussions. Like, well, if you do come back, they're gonna be fucking pissed off that you gave them your word and you reneged on the deal. So that's just kind of a rookie mistake.
Was this a rookie mistake? Tori and Jordan cuddled together at night.
Oh, yeah, that is a rookie mistake. It- I feel like Tori, the entire picture that she painted was like her going through this recovery of this terrible breakup. She's on antidepressants now and she's gotten like therapy and she's really like progressed and like been able to move on. And now it's like she just, back on the wagon or fell
Yeah.
off the wagon or, it's just like now she's just like drunk at a bar, like, oh, fuck, he's back.
Yeah, really. It's like I've never seen how Stella got her groove back, but I imagine she didn't throw away her groove as soon as her ex came walking up. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Speaking of groove and whatever, Fessel gets with Colleen
mhm.
and in the same room as Kim tries to sleep, yet Nelson is getting with Olivia at the same time. And Kim is like, I hear nothing, nothing.
Okay, so I kind of noticed this. I don't remember if it was the third episode or the second episode when Fessy was first with Colleen and Kim, he was totally for it. He's just like, yes, yes, you need alone time? I'll get you alone time. He's like trying to orchestrate it. He was like, for back of a lack of a better term, but like he was like Colleen's pimp. And he's just like, yes, whatever we can do, if it can help us in the game, this is the politicking side of the challenge where you need to make alliances. He's like, yes, Colleen, he's a vet, he's got a lot of alliance, a lot of friendships in this house, like, yes, that is, I approve. Kim approves of this relationship. He's like, this could help my team. He's like,
Oh God. Yeah, but it's crazy though. Fessel, he put them into elimination or whatever out of the four the previous time when he won. And yet Colleen's like, oh, it doesn't matter. I was the mole. Like it's okay, whatever. Fessel, you're still doing you. I
it's
don't see a difference between him and Fessy, really. Yeah, I don't.
no, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to. I'm looking at it through rose-colored glasses, perhaps. But it is interesting that you bring that up, that like, and she doesn't hold that against Fessel. And
Doesn't
also,
hold
like,
that against
no,
Fessel. She holds something else against Fessel.
yeah. But like Nelson and Olivia, it happens this episode, and like, there's no hard feelings. And it's just like, normally on the challenge, like, this
Those
creates
feelings aren't hard.
tons.
Some other feelings are
Yeah.
hard. Sorry.
Normally, this creates like tons of like ill will and anger and bitterness and like lots of drama on the show. But like this season, like everyone's so happy. Like I don't know what's going on in this house, but everyone's super like well adjusted and happy. There's not a lot of fighting. It's very strange. Like all the vets, they have the numbers in the house, so they're all super chill and relaxed. All of the rookies are getting picked off one by one, but they're okay with it for some reason. I don't understand why. They're just like, well, that's how it goes. Things are tough.
No, what it is that Tori and Olivia and Colleen have no self-respect. That's what it comes down to.
It's is it just because they're just like, well, we're just getting a lot of dicks, so we don't care? Like, is that the mindset?
They're done dirty by these dudes, but they take them back. All three have.
That's true. Very true.
All right, let's get into the mission though, shall we?
Okay.
It's called Hold. Hold on for me. This is in above the skies. It's in a skyscraper. Darrell is like, ah, god damn it. Um, it's high up. You got to hold on your partner. You could choose whoever. This is good.
Yeah. A little
Hold
bit of
on.
strategy.
Yeah. You got to hold on as long as you can. And then before you slip, you got to tell your partner, they'll jump onto you. You swing, try and grab the flag. What I like about this is that, yes, the idea that, like, all the men were hanging on and then the women would jump, but fucking Nelson's ex-girl, she was like, hold on, like, well, why don't we do it this way? But she didn't like say it out loud. Like, some people are really dumb that way, where they give out the winning solution out loud or yell
Hmm.
it to someone, you know what I mean? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, we have 10 minutes. 10 minutes. But yeah. Um, and so that's why they win, right? And who gets second? Do you remember?
I think it was Anissa and Jordan.
Yes, but they had to do it because they had to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we saw Veronica jump and like smack Darrell in the toes, like barely able to touch him. So it was like Anissa's not going to be able to jump that either.
Well, Darrell and Veronica's like, Darrell doesn't like heights. He's hanging on. And she's like, but I'm also not a big fan of jumping. Oh my gosh, guys, can't do it.
Well, okay, so like Jordan, that was one of the most impressive things. Like Jordan, he will randomly just do some of the most impressive stuff you will see on the challenge, and that was one of them because Jordan holds on to Anissa with one arm where he doesn't have any fingers on that hand, and he's able to still reach out and grab. He's holding on to Anissa, but then reach out and grab the flag with his other good hand. That was incredibly impressive to me. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe Jordan did that.
And yeah, and that's also like, make sure Anissa has to do barely anything. She has to just hang on there. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because she hung on there for probably less than 10 seconds.
Right. Yeah. Nelson's curse is broke. That was all the buildup that we had up this whole season.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I still think it's kind of like an asshole thing to bring it up, and I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I feel like if it was Anissa, like, yeah, I'd be dogging on her. But like with Nelson, I'm not because I really like Nelson, and he's just such like a good-hearted, wholesome dude that like, how can you dislike Nelson? I don't know. I just Nelson is how many seasons has he been on? Like seven or something like that?
I don't know, but then they say like 57 missions or 57
Yeah,
daily challenges.
yeah.
Something like that.
Nelson's been on how many seasons, and he's never once done anything where I'm like, oh, he's an asshole. It's like, no, he's always just a nice guy all the time. So I'm
Uh,
happy for him.
any other techniques or failures that you remember? Because no one else can do this.
Well, Kim and Colleen, I really liked their plan. I was thinking of that plan. I'm like, at first, when the first like three or four people went, everybody failed at it. And I was like, I think you need to kind of be swinging and have some momentum. And that's what Kim did. Kim started to swing back and forth. But Colleen, she totally botched it because you can hear the audio of it. Kim is swinging, and when Kim is like, he's swinging back and then towards her and then back, and right as he gets back, he's like, run. And then as he's going forward, she goes, run. And then she starts running and hits him as he is all the way far away again. And it's just like she delayed and paused instead of, when he says run, you need to literally start running right now.
Maybe she was thrown off because she's like, oh, so we're just speaking English now to each other. I mean, we have German,
Yeah.
Deutsch.
Yeah. What is the German word? Schnell, schnell.
What is that? What's Schnell?
I don't know. They would always yell it out in Call of Duty games and like Medal of Honor.
Oh my gosh. Well, those were Nazis, so I hope
Yeah.
it
I
wasn't
think it means like
horrible.
run or hide or something. I don't know.
No. Well, all I know is nine.
Yeah,
which
that
means
means
no.
no, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's about the only one I know. 9. And then maybe like what's that word where they have the joy of watching someone fail or whatever? Do you remember that word?
No.
Ah, fuck. Yeah. I don't know. It would be good to
Schnell means quickly.
quickly. Okay,
Yeah.
schnell, which is good because we only have 5 minutes, 20
Schnell,
seconds of
Schnell.
this. Schnell. The other person I remember is Annalise and Tommy. Remember, Annalise jumps
Oh
on
yeah.
Tommy, and Tommy goes like, ah.
It was great. I don't know. I did feel like everyone was kind of an asshole with their commentary. Like, what are you doing? Just turn around and grab it. But like, he couldn't because he was not. He's so small. He doesn't have like the body weight to like give him momentum to swing back enough.
Right.
And like, he wasn't really spinning. I don't know.
Plus, did any of the swingers touch the flag? It was the jumpies, right?
Yeah, for the most part, I
No, it
think
was only two.
Nelson.
It was Jordan
Yeah,
and Nelson. They were the jumpies.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
or the jumpers. Yeah, jumpies, whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because Bananas did it where Bananas was hanging, Nani jumped, but then Bananas couldn't reach it.
right. Because I think none of the hanging on people could. So the fact that they dogged on what's his name so much.
Yeah, I felt bad for Tommy.
Yeah, exactly. There was
That
shades of
that theme will
Leo.
continue through the end of the episode. I just
Right,
feel bad
right.
for the guy.
Do you get shades of Leo where like people kind of are like, oh, he's this short little fucking weird dude and shit like that?
Who's
You know what I mean?
Leo?
Like how people treated him. I mean, I felt like there was some Leo vibes
Who's Leo?
from Challenge USA.
Oh, the Italian dude?
Well, well, he might have been Italian. No, he was from Amazing Race. He would talk about cats all the time. He got concussed
Oh,
by,
that guy. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of the other guy. Who's the
yeah,
other guy? That Italian dude.
yeah.
Bald guy.
I don't
He's got a
know.
weird name.
Enzo.
Enzo, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Tommy does remind me of Leo. Yeah. It's very similar. He's undersized and like everything on this season, it's a lot about size and strength.
No, it's too bad. Next, we go back to the house. Nelson and Nerys are talking. And I just wrote this down where she's like, I try and talk to the vets. I don't think that like they don't talk to me. And Nelson's like, okay, that sucks, but they talk to me and we're in with the veterans, so we're gonna vote this way and that way. But Nerys is like, I don't think they give a shit about me. Like if we're separated somehow in this game, like by some weird change, they're gonna throw me in first. But I mean, I think it's valid fear. Uh, but Nelson is like, no, just listen to me. We'll figure something out. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is a valid fear by her because uh, it seems like all the time on the show, they always have some kind of twist where suddenly you're separated from your partners and then they're going to do big teams and then you'll be rejoined together later. Like they do that stuff all the time.
Right.
And this season, that should never happen because Ride or Dies is the name of the season. It should not happen. However, she obviously has seen older seasons of the show and has been like, yes, we could get split up at some point. She's trying to prepare herself, and she knows that without Nelson, she's a goner in the game.
I wish she would have done that though. She would have been like, I fucking watch Bloodlines, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
wish she would have said that. That'd be great. And Nelson would be like, why are you so fucking ornery all of a sudden? She's like, because my fucking lay left.
Yeah, Johnny is gone.
You know what? Nelson, dude. Okay, so you're hooking up with Olivier or Laurence Olivier, whatever her name is. Oh my god, 1 minute left. But all I'm saying is, Nelson, if you're able to grab your ex, again before this is through. There you go. It's like
Is
the hat trick
Maurice
no one
his
wants.
ex?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. You can't
Oh,
really tell, can you?
no. I mean, he's moved on totally to Olivia. He's just like, I don't know. They just, it seems like all of these couples, like Tommy and Annalise, like, not, I don't know. It's
Were
Kim
they
and
together?
Colleen, like, nobody is couples.
Wait. Was Tommy and Annalise, did they get together? I don't think so. I thought they were just
I don't
friends.
think so either. I didn't think Nelson and Maurice got together. I don't know. I just assumed that nobody is a couple.
It's gonna cut off. I'll send you another.
All right.
Yeah. But I think, yeah, we only have interrogation left. And
Okay.
then zone, and then, yeah.
Got it.
All right. Let's go to the bar, Dave. I'm driving, man. Hop it.
All right.
Uh, when was the last time you were at a bar, Dave? It's
I
been a
don't
while, right?
remember. I don't remember.
It's been a while. Is what I'm getting at. Yeah, for me as well.
Yeah. I mean, technically, I was in a bar in 2020 to pick up some takeout and eat some food. Yeah, that was 2 years ago. And I wasn't even like drinking at the bar. So if you're gonna like drinking at a bar, well, it was probably Eric's wedding at his reception.
Does
It
that
was at the
count
bar
as a
in the
bar?
hotel.
That was like a makeshift bar. That was like a throw it up circus bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I mean, but there was the one with like the dartboard or whatever.
Oh,
There was
right.
like the beanbag toss.
Yeah. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. I'll accept it. Fine.
Yeah. That sucks. That was like 2 years ago.
But let's move on to the bar that the challengers go to. And all I have written down is basically Olivia is like, Nelson, we're kind of hooking up or whatever the fuck. But if you do put me in, that would actually make sense. We would look like we're not in cahoots. Uh,
Yeah.
just,
I
just
mean,
again, no self-respect. Is it clever? Yes. Does it work? Yes. But again, none of these women are like, how dare you do this to me?
yeah.
I mean,
And so what's interesting to me is there's a team that that he could have put in that has a veteran on it, but none of the vets like at all, and her name is Amber B. If
oh,
he nominates her, no veteran is going to get upset at that.
you know, this is why he didn't think of it, because no one has seen Amber B for a long fucking time. Holy shit.
She's the invisible woman. That's crazy.
She has no fucking camera time. And Chauncey, like, forget about
He has
that.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot his name. Like I don't know. It's so weird how they just completely edited them out.
Yeah, but that goes for like everyone. This is a very bizarrely edited season so far. I'll say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Because at the beginning of the episode, like you know exactly who's like I'm pretty sure they showed Nelson or something. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be a Nelson episode. Okay. And it was just like, okay, yeah, and it was. And it was and they're like the first like 2 or 3 scenes, you can tell exactly who it's focused around. It's just Olivia Nelson. All right, that's what we're in for.
I think this is what's happening because the only people that are uh, that there's any focus is the winners, right?
Yeah.
Maybe someone who comes in second but doesn't quite get the win. But no matter what, we're going to be talking about the winners, and we're going to be talking about the 4 teams that are put in. Because again, there's no house vote, as you
Yeah.
put it, you know. Yeah. So it's just
So
going to
nobody
be,
else's opinions matter, you
yeah,
know,
yeah. So that's
because
why the
nobody has a
editing is
vote.
so
It's not
weird.
like anybody has anything to decide.
Yeah.
If you're Amber B and Chauncey, you have nothing to decide. Same as if you're Casey and Kenny, you got nothing to decide.
Because you're not the focus, you're not the target, you didn't win, and you're not the target. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Hmm.
that's fucking crazy. I think we solved it, Dave, and that is why the views are so low. For the challenge, not for the podcast. Obviously not.
No, it's record highs.
Let's get into interrogation. Nelson and Nerys bring in Tommy and Annalise, and that's they lay it down like, hey, you fucking are exposed as liars. And or I think Nelson said, had you said afterwards, hey, we were just trying to save our asses, had you done that instead of going around and saying like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and like blah blah blah, making excuses and shit. He's like, I would have respected being upfront about it. Cause he's like, because Fessy never fucking did that for me, you know. He just
Yeah.
I got no explanation. I was just taken out. It was horrible. Uh but Tommy and Annalise, they understand that. They're like, yeah, we got to go in, right? Next is Kim and Colleen. They're fucking. I think this is 4-0 now, right? 4 for 4 that they're in.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Horatio and Olivia as well. But then Olivia's like, no, this is part of the plan, man.
Yeah. She talked herself into like, I'm okay with this. And it's like, this is like the one scenario where if you didn't win yourself, like you should have been safe because it's the guy you're boning. But I don't know.
Well, that was their thing. She was like, put me in no matter what. And then they won't think that we're so involved. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
Because didn't everyone like Jay and like all these people like, oh shit, Nelson, you fucked her and then you threw her in, you know? Who are you, Fessy? You know? They were shocked by that. Although Fessy does it on a daily basis. How awkward is that, by the way? You know, they talk about like Tori and Jordan, like, oh my gosh, oh shit. But Fessy's right there, the guy that like Tori got with. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
That's why
funny.
Fessy. Oh shit. Okay, so Fessy was like, "Oh shit, Jordan, he's a fucking shark killer, right? But he's not very smart, so I changed my name to Fessel."
Yeah. It's a disguise. It's brilliant. He'll never know.
All right, and then finally, Darrell and Veronica are into interrogation. Uh, it's like because they're fresh into the game, and like everyone uses that as an excuse, right? And I think
Hmm.
Nani said that at the very beginning. Yeah. Um, but let's move on to the zone where Tommy and Annalise are chosen to be down there for sure. And now it's all about picking the sword. And Horacio and Olivia choose the safety sword. Who did you think they were going to save right then and there?
I thought they were going to save Kim and Colleen, their rookie, you know, their rookie brothers and sisters.
Yes.
But, and then they're like, okay, well, we're going to pick Veronica and Darrell. And I'm like, okay, they're going to try and do them a favor and help them out. But what they don't realize is this is Veronica, and Veronica will stab her friends in the back.
What?
So what does she give a shit about, you know, stabbing some rookies in the back? Like she don't care.
I'm gonna have to go on the defense here. I'm Veronica's lousy attorney, Vincent Cloud, and I'm like, oh my god,
What is your
throwing on a
defense
tie.
for? Wasn't it Leroy she did that towards?
I don't know. I really I don't
What's
know.
your defense? Was it a burn vote? Is that what you're saying?
I From what I remember though, Veronica stays true to the fucking alliances. She was like one of the greatest. She was the origins of alliances and stuff. But enough about that. It's not about that really. Let's move on to the elimination. Flipping Wasted, where Kim and Colleen defeat Tommy and Gravity. I mean, Tommy and Elise.
Why is it called flipping wasted? Because
I don't know.
you have to turn the puzzle. The puzzle gets turned. You don't flip it.
Well, maybe the board is flipping. I
It says lifting.
I don't know. I don't know. But how do you feel about this? Was Tommy because okay, spoilers. Kim is like a gigantic Viking dude, you know? And he just kind of like
Yeah.
grabs it. He's not even like leaning back. He's just like kind of holding it while Colleen does the puzzle. Uh but was Tommy to was Annalise just a fucking lard ass? I mean, what happened?
No, I was like when I'm first watching it, I was like, well, Tommy's lucky he's got Annalise because she might be like the smallest girl in the house. But it didn't
Uh
even matter because Tommy's the smallest guy in the house, and I don't know. Like they have to figure out a way to do this so it's at least competitive. You know, when only one team is able to really, because if Kim's able to do something and Tommy isn't, like I would rather them just be working on a puzzle where everybody's working on the puzzle, and then you're like, okay, the team who wins wins. But instead, it's just like, well, Tommy, sorry because you're not strong enough. You know, your partner doesn't even get to work on the puzzle.
yeah, what was that thing in the very first episode where like Devin and Tori, remember that? They had to balance.
Yeah,
Bring that back. Just bring it back. I don't care.
yeah,
Yeah. Ah, fuck.
exactly. Like this, it's a partner season, and you can't. I don't know. Like, if anything, you have to set it up in a way where it's like, okay, when you pull on the rope, it's got to be like 75% of your body weight or like even out what it is. It shouldn't be like you're lifting literally your partner because if Kim weighs 210 pounds, but Tommy weighs 140, it's not very fair.
Yeah. Would it have been better if Annalise pulled up Tommy?
Perhaps.
Yeah, we don't know, right?
Yeah.
But overall though, everyone was like, hey, Tommy, like, you know, even though you're crying and shit, like that meant you cared, right? Isn't that what TJ said? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And that means something to TJ. And then he invites them back. He's like, I hope to see you guys soon or in the future.
he invites him back. He should have got, he was like, here's golden ticket. You
Yeah.
this is the first ever automatic invite to the next season
Yeah.
29. Or actually, no, more appropriately, uh uh tournament of a global tournament, that one fucking thing.
Is that what it's
Yeah.
called? The Global Challenge?
Yeah, I think so. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, though, I think that the winners of this season is going to go on to the global championships.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Which is weird and it's super annoying because I can't like look at the cast of that season
Yeah.
because I can't get spoiled on this. So I'm just like, damn it, I can't read anything about that.
Yeah, and I think they're going to include the All-Stars champions. So that means Yes and Wes and uh John A and MJ, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I figured because yeah, that picture was on stopbeingpolite.com for the article. So I'm like, okay, I'm like John A and MJ are there,
Right. Yeah.
which is
Well,
cool 'cause I like both of them.
yeah, yeah, I like him. So that was the end of the episode, Dave. The season, like I said, I think that's the main takeaway. The editing comes from whether you win it or whether you're the four teams thrown in there. And that's why we're not seeing any Amber Bees, any Casey's. Those are our two champions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up. All right. Well,
Yeah. That's screwed up. And so the editing is weird this season. And then I don't like, the mission or the challenge that we see this week because not everybody can complete it. And I like with the daily mission, it's always annoying when you only get to see like one or two people actually be able to complete it. But in an elimination, that should not be a thing where it's just like, well, I couldn't lift it, so I can't even try. Because in an elimination, like the better ones are usually like, okay, we're putting all these boulders and this over here, and then you have to walk them over there. And then once you're done doing that, then you can take this piece, go over there and try and finish the puzzle. So then you're at least it's kind of a race and you're trying to do something as a team working together and you're racing against the other team, but this is not that. You're just trying to hopefully you're strong enough to lift somebody up, and if you're not, you're shit out of luck.
you know what? What should have happened? What should have been allowed because this was allowed against Turbo? Let the people watching run down there and help Tommy pull the rope because it's a political game. You got to make friends. That's how you
Oh
win
yeah.
this thing. Let
Yeah.
everyone help Tommy because they were rooting for him. Just how everyone was rooting against Turbo. Hate that
Hmm.
shit, man. Ah,
Yeah. And that reminds me because the audience did try to help Tommy, and they're just like, "Oh, just use your legs." And all we're watching is Tommy's feet slipping on this damn board, just like it was in that hall brawl where the girl is coming out of her shoes because her feet keep slipping on this slippery surface. I'm like, okay, I'm never buying Under Armour shoes because there's no traction with them at all. And second, like, can we put them on a surface that isn't stainless steel so they can actually have a little bit of traction to move?
yeah, that is weird. That's where they start off from. Is that slippery? Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
But that was the end
It's
of the
annoying.
episode, Dave.
I don't want to see people like slipping and losing their footing constantly in eliminations. And it's like, well, they couldn't hold their footing, so that's why they lost. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I'm still sticking with this season. What else am I gonna do? I guess.
Yeah. Despite my complaints, I did like the episode.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed it. It wasn't like totally focused on like Johnny Bananas. And it's like, I feel like we're finally past that hurdle of like introducing more uh vets every season. So now we can just watch the season play out.
Okay. Yeah. You just say like at least we're not seeing a bunch of a bunch of bananas or whatever. It's like yeah, I guess choose your battles or whatever. Pick your battles because I don't know. It's not the most exciting thing. And yes, I'm glad we're not fucking being overtaken by bananas and shit like that. I'm glad Nani's not around. But I don't know. It's very weird, and I think this is the first time I want there to be a even quicker change, a quicker twist where they drop that and do something else because I don't think I like what's going on here with the one winner and four people. It's fucking
I
nuts.
agree. I
Yeah.
don't like that either. However, I don't feel like they should split up the partners.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do
don't yeah.
think everyone needs to stay partners, but you should switch it up where last place goes in and then it's a house vote or something like that. So then you introduce where even though you have a partner, the two partners are not necessarily going to vote together. They might split their vote because everyone is going to go in and vote individually, and it's going to be anonymous. Like that's the way it should be.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I can't believe it, but we're actually wanting twists in this thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned this or asked you this before. So with bananas coming back, it's weird that like the back-to-back champion is missing CT. Like where did CT go? Did Bananas agree to only come on if CT wasn't going to be there? He's like, I can't beat CT. If he's gone, then I'll be on there.
Shit. Wow.
Did they cut a deal?
They could have. And Bananas still has First Look, right? Doesn't he have that show? He
I don't
has a
know.
show
It's
on
probably got
NBC.
lower ratings than the challenge, though. That I could promise you.
Well, I don't know. I hope it picks up. I'm wondering how it could. I will throw this out real quick. If I was ever, like, winners edit much? Jay and Michelle.
Really?
They're given screen time whether they win or they haven't won yet. They haven't won yet, right? And they haven't
Yeah.
gotten to elimination, right?
Yeah.
They're given so much time. I think that's winners edit right there.
Well, I disagree. I think it's them trying to get good ratings because Jay has very like prominent, like people know him on the internet. He has a big social media presence on like Twitter and TikTok. And Michelle, she's from Survivor. She's a bigger name. They're bigger name people being from Survivor than, someone who's from Big Brother or Love Island or something like that. So I think they have natural star power. But yes, they do seem to be. You might be onto something there. That is interesting.
Because they haven't been in elimination. Devin and Tori has, so that makes sense. But yeah, they're avoiding all this, yet they're getting so much screen time. But yeah, hey, that was the end of the episode. We'll fucking tune in for the rest of the season. It has to pick up. It's not like it's very terrible either, but I'm just saying, like, it has to be better than this, for fuck's sake. No?
No, now all we have to look forward to is a trivia episode. Count our
Oh
blessings.
no. Oh God. Well, well, I guess if you want to like it, you could like it. You could smash that like button if you wanna. If you have the strength. You could comment, although I never respond. And you could subscribe, even though we're pretty late with these episodes sometimes.
It's true.
Yeah. But this was Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent fucking Cloud
And famous Dave.